الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم الصلاة والسلام على خير المرسلين حبيب الله العالمين المصطفى الأمين بالقاسم محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين الغر الميامين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين مهدي هذه الأمة وخاتم الأئمة الحجة بن الحسن العسكري روحي وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه الفداء. قال الله العظيم في محكم كتابه الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. من يهدي الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فأولئك هم الخاسرون. آمنا بالله. صدق الله العلي العظيم. One day Amir al-Mu'mineen salawatullahi wa salam alayhi took the hand of Kumayl ibn Ziyad al-Nakha'i radwanullahi ta'ala alayhi, the shaheed who was killed by the hand of Al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf al-Thaqafi alayhi la'inullah, for the sole reason of him loving Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib salamullah alayhi. Amir al-Mu'mineen took his hand when he went outside the city, left the city behind him, and reached the graveyard. He told him, يا كميل بن زياد إن هذه القلوب أوعية فخيرها أوعاها فاحفظ عني ما أقول لك. الناس ثلاثة: فعالم رباني ومتعلم على سبيل نجاة وهمج رعاع أتباع كل ناعق يميلون مع كل ريح لم يستضيئوا بنور العلم ولم يلجأوا إلى ركن وثيق. صدق مولانا وسيدنا أمير المؤمنين سلام الله عليه. Amir al-Mu'mineen, peace and blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon him, said, the best there's three kinds of people. Of course, before that, Amir al-Mu'mineen said that there's the heart of the people, the best of them is which preserve its content, so preserve what I say to you. So Amir al-Mu'mineen describes the people, put them in three categories. The first is Alim al-Rabbani. The people, the commentators on the Nahj al-Balagha, they debated sometimes regarding what Alim al-Rabbani means. But it's agreed upon that Alim al-Rabbani, that one scholar, that it's with the divine. He's a divine scholar, that he's been helped by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided him and guides him. But that doesn't mean something else as well. And that is Alim al-Rabbani, that is a person, and that's what true alim and true scholar is, because we have it in the narration. Zakatul ilmi nashruh, like the zakat, inshallah. We are giving our zakat for the end of the month of Ramadan, zakat al-fitrah. But the zakat, for everything there is a zakat. And zakatul ilm, zakat of knowledge, it's to spread that knowledge. So Rabbani again here means that someone who's raising people, who's teaching people. So what they are, those kind of people, they are the people who accept from this life for the little things, because they want the higher position in heaven. They don't, with this life, they don't it doesn't matter for them how they dress, what they eat, where they sit. I remember this saying about one of the scholars by the name Sadr, Sayyid al-Sadr. Of course, not the Sayyid al-Sadr, Muhammad Baqir al-Sadr and Muhammad Sadiq al-Sadr. No. Someone who lived before them. So he said in Farsi, of course. So they invited him he entered the majlis. So he sat down as sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to, as intaha bihil majlis, wherever majlis was ended. So he sat somewhere that he had space to. Some people told him, come to Sadr al-Majlis, which means the better position of the Majlis, the top of the Majlis, where everyone can look at you. So what he says was beautiful. Harja Sadr Bashinad Sadrast, that wherever Sadr is sitting, it is the place, because he is the alim. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, wherever he sits, he was the focus of the attention. That wherever he was sitting, that place was holy. So and the alim, he doesn't care about how he dress, how he what he eats. For him, is something else is more important. For example, if you are invited to the palace to dine there, will you take a lot of care what will you eat before? That's something that you're not gonna go hungry the day before or the days prior to that invitation, but what they gonna eat, I mean, whatever it's available. Not gonna have everything in this life and pay a lot of attention and details regarding what they eat and what they dress and what they ride and all these things that they belittle. You know, Nabi Sulaiman ala nabina wa alihi wa alayhi salatu wassalam, Solomon, as they call it in English, the son of David, son of Dawood alayhi salam. They say there's a narration from Imam Sadiq salawatullahi wa salam alayhi. He will be the last prophet to enter heaven. From 124,000 prophets, he will be the last one. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him something that he didn't give to anyone else. And that was the complete control over the not just the people, but the jinns and animal alike, plus having the command of the nature itself. So, but that doesn't make him that he lived lavishly. We have a narration beautiful from Imam Sadiq as well, salamullahi alayhi, that he used to give his feed his guests with meat and good food, and his family for something very less, and for himself he used to eat, like Amir Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib salawatullahi wa salam alayhi, barley and like a whole meal. So people nowadays know that it's healthy, but it was something that was the poor people used to eat. So he lived like that still, because he was Prophet of Allah Jalla wa Ala. There's another story that come to mind about Nabi Sulaiman, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him that knowledge of to know what the birds say, and of course the animals say. So one day he saw two birds, I think were sparrows, asfur as they call it in Arabic. And the female one, she was ignoring the male. And the male one, he says that he was telling her that I could take the dome of Sulaiman, like his palace dome, of course, with my beak and throw it into the sea. So Solomon was surprised by, I mean, maybe he had that strength. So he smiled and told him to come. So how would you do that? He asked him. He said, well, I can't, but I make myself like look better to my lady. So he asked his lady, the female one, why don't you why are you ignoring him? he is saying that he loves you. He's saying that he will do anything for you. So she said to Sulaiman alayhi salam that he is claiming to love me. There's someone else that he loves as well. So what that bird said to Sulaiman alayhi salam made him go and away from the people for 40 days. For 40 days and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to purify his heart with just his love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's like a side story from Nabi Sulaiman ala nabiyina wa alihi wa alayhi wa salatu wassalam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just. So when some people who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't give anything or take what he gave others. For example, we have this said أخذ ما وهب سقط ما وجب, that things that he gave to everyone, he took from someone. So what he did mandatory for everyone, it will be not for the one who took that ni'mah and that bounty from. So for example, if a poor man come at the day of judgment and hereafter, no one will ask him, where did you get this money from? Where did you spend it? What did you do with it? No, because he was poor. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't give him that ability, didn't give him that money. So as we mentioned, the last suhoor of Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullah alayh, the last iftar, sorry, for breaking his fast for Amir al-Mu'mineen salawatullah salam, he cried and told his daughter Kulthum that, do you want my standing before my God to be prolonged, to be longer? And that was like for just milk and some crushed salt and barley bread, a couple of barley bread loaf. So that there is this kind of people who have their eyes focused and attention focused on the highest position. They want to be with the prophets. They want to be in the highest heaven, not to enter heaven like the majority of the people. And there is this other kind of people that I will say before I mention the last one. Of course, I'm switching here for what Amir al-Mu'mineen salawatullahi wa salam alayhi said. همج راع أتباع كل نائق يميلون مع كل ريح لم يستضيئوا بنور العلم ولم يلجأوا إلى ركن وثيق. And there's these kind of people who the common rot, who run after every color and bend in the direction of every wind. Today is like it's a trend to dress like this. Tomorrow the trend will change by someone who wants more money. So they go after. Today some people are believers. He's with them. Next day they're not. He's with them again. Like he's with the people. As someone came to Imam Sadiq salawatullah wa salam alayhi, as I recall, I'm paraphrasing here, that he said to Imam that Al-Hashru ma'an nasi Eid. Being with the people is like a Eid, it's like celebration. Be with the masses, wherever they are, we will be with them. So Imam Salamullah alayhi told him, Ahashrun ila an-nar ma'an nasi Eid. If they all going to hell, is that reason for celebration as well? No, it's not. But those kind of people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about, وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكَ وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى قَالَ رَبِّ لِمَ حَشَرْتَنِي أَعْمَى وقد كنت بصيرا قال كذلك آتتك آياتنا فنسيتها وكذلك اليوم تنسى. الله أكبر لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. You know, there are people who see the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states here. So, أعرض عن ذكري, and whoever turns away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what these people will get. Because there's all these signs. His existence itself, it's a sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's greatness. And he focused on something else, just like an animal, and worse, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إنهم كالأنعام بل أضل سبيلا. They are like animal, but even worse, because they have intellect. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, كرمنا بني آدم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us this power of intellect, this power of aql, this power of our mind to think for ourselves. And yet he sees all this. Sometimes I am really baffled by the ignorance of these kind of people. They refuse by any means to believe. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the hereafter, He will resurrect them, but blind. Why? He asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I had eyes. Why did you do that to me? He says, because you didn't use it. قال كذلك أتتك آياتنا فنسيتها وكذلك اليوم تنسى. That you didn't see, you didn't take a lesson. So today, that day you made yourself forget, and today you will be forgotten. You know, there's not, I think, adab worse than this, because there will be a time in the hellfire when some people will complete their sentences. God knows how long they're gonna stay in hell, and when they complete their sentences, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take them to heaven, inshallah. But there will be this group of people that will be staying there forever. And the people of heaven, their relative, the people who know them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make them forget them, will make the people of heaven, and will make the angel forget them as well. So no one will even mention or know they existed, and they are in hell. And that is worse. But there's a third group that, inshallah, we are among those group. That's متعلم على سبيل نجاة. That then the seeker of knowledge was also on their way to deliverance. They seek the knowledge. They seek how they can get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maybe they will not reach that level of being alim al-Rabbani. Maybe will not reach that level of being with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself. But they will get there. And the reason why they don't, because sometimes they forget. They tend to forget. They slip here, they slip there. And that's the majority. Of course, the majority of the mu'mineen. I'm talking about myself here, of course, if I am considered as a mu'min. But you see, they slip but say astaghfirullah rabbi wa atubu ilayh, and go after the knowledge, go after the alim, go after the Ahlulbayt salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim ajma'in. He hates being like the masses. He feels they are wrong. He knows they are wrong. So he always clings to something to take him back. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Always ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide him to the right path, to the path of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim ajma'in. Inshallah, we'll be among those kind of people who follow the path of Ahlulbayt Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. إنه ولي التوفيق. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى الطيبين الطاهرين.